Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial, we're going to create something amazing with Slide Hustle. Susan from Slide Hustle called me a while back and said, Brittany, I have an idea and I need to run it by you. So we went with that idea, and she wanted to also collaborate, her and Dan, and she wanted some input on what I wanted, and I just said, you know me, bright colors, flowers, I trust you. You do amazing work. And I mean, guys, look at what she did. I mean, there's no doubting that Susan does some pretty amazing work. She knows that I like distressed. You guys that follow me do like a lot of the similar styles that I do. So anytime we do a collab, she tries to produce stuff that you guys would like and I like to have on my channel, which, I mean, literally everything that comes out of Slide Hustle shop is amazing anyway. So, but this new idea was to, I'm trying to find the sheet that I've already pulled up some. So the new concept is to have V-splits already pre-cut for you guys and kiss cut in certain areas to give more of a 3D look. These, you will not put any pinstriping around. I mean, of course, not this one that's kiss cut on the side. And you could this one. We are going to add some pinstriping to our tumbler, but it's going to be different than usual since these are definitely different. Here is another one with a butterfly that is kiss cut, and I just cannot wait to get these on my cups and see how three-dimensional that they look, because I really feel like this is going to just pop from my tumbler. So, as of right now, I'm not 100% sure what is going to be included in the bundle. I do know that these are going to be released as a set because they all coordinate so well with each other. And I mean, if you guys purchase the set from Slide Hustle, it's going to be such a huge hit. You're definitely going to want to make a whole collection. So we will have a bundle, probably with one, well, more than one or all of these sheets that you see here. Everything works very nicely together. All the colors coordinate. We have some floral elements, and then we have a couple of different V-splits with our little 3D effects here. So our original, the original that I received from Slide Hustle was this one, and I'm not certain if they're going to have this one in particular on the website. I know for sure we will have this, but when I was looking at this sheet here, I thought, you know, if this butterfly wasn't upside down right here, we could have one of these going down and one of these coming up on the other side. So just kind of like a flip-flop V-split. So I run that by Susan, and that's when she created this one. I did want it to be slightly different. That way you could have kind of a reverse effect on each side. And we're really going to play off of that while we're creating the tumbler, because we're going to do a reverse ombre. So we're going to split the cup in half, do pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple on one side, and then from the top, we're going to do purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, pink down to the bottom. So it's going to be pretty cool. But this is the official set here. Not sure if this one is going to be on the website, but if it is, I mean, just get them all. Because they're all beautiful. So make sure you are part of the Brittany Barnes Boutique Tumbler art group. Dan and Susan at Slide Hustle has ladies' night on Thursday nights, and they give special discounts, and they always post in my group. I allow them to put their post in there because it is good deals, and they always drop some pretty amazing vinyls in there as well. Okay, so moving on to the tumbler. I have already split this cup in half. So what I did is I started from this point right here underneath our handles, because I want this whole side to go this way, and then when we flip it this way, we're gonna have purple starting up here and pink at the bottom. So I just split the cup in half using the handle as my guide. And then I used my nifty little tumbler ruler from Cowbell Customs to create a perfectly straight line once I had my markings where I wanted them. So we're gonna go ahead and remove this tape. I'm going to allow this to completely dry, and then we are going to tape off this side that we've already spray painted. It was so windy outside, so I've got paint all over my hands. And it wasn't 100% necessary to tape off for this first run, but I really didn't want... I don't like getting my paint too thick, so I went ahead and taped off this side. Look at that crisp line. Yes. Ooh. So the idea here will be to put, put the V-split like this to where the point is what is going to split this in half. So you will have this ombre on this side and the opposite on this side. Hopefully it works out the way that I want it to. So I'm gonna let this dry. I'll put some tape back over this side. I'll go outside and spray paint that. If you need kind of a lowdown on how to get your spray paints to ombre like this, I did just upload a tutorial yesterday actually. So there's already a tutorial up. Just search for how to spray paint or how to ombre spray paint multiple colors. Alrighty, we'll be back. Oh my gosh, I just recorded so much and forgot to hit record. Or I thought I was recording. So let's go over the paint lineup to match our glitter colors. All of our glitter colors are from Chase Ray Creations. This is a bundle. You get all 6 glitters for like 50 bucks on the website, I think. Plus, you can use the BBB15 coupon code and get an additional 15% off of that. So, really good deal, and this bundle is gorgeous. So, paint lineup, we've got Berry Pink. Let's move you all the way over here. With Scrunchy 2.0. Real Orange. With Sherbet Sorbet, I don't know, 2.0. Never figured out that word. Sun Yellow with Lemon Drop 2.0. Mojito 2.0 and Key Lime. Trying to get this in here where y'all can screenshot so you can get, there we go. Brilliant Blue with Glacier, and then Grape with Neverland. Let's see if we can fit this all into one frame. There you go. Okay, so there you go if you want a screenshot so you can have all the color matches for our spray paints. I did spray paint the other side, and I have already taped it off in prep for our glitter application. Didn't intend on doing that off camera, but I thought I was recording a minute ago. So we've got our ombre on this side from pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and then reversed on this side. Purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, pink. I've just got it taped off right here down the line. Normally I would use epoxy for multiple glitters like this, but this time I'm going to use the Southern Belle Glitter Full Adhesive just because it's going to save us some time. If I were to use epoxy for my glitter application, I would have to epoxy one side, allow that to dry, brush off that excess so it don't get onto our other side, tape it off, and then do the same on this, which could take an entire day to get that done, or even letting it sit overnight so it can cure. This is going to be much faster. I'm going to be able to apply my paint, do my glitter on one side, apply my glue, just brush off that excess, and I'm going to move straight over to the other side using a paintbrush to get that precision on my seam. And then we'll be able to spray seal and get a coat of epoxy on this afternoon. So we're cutting down a lot of time. Let me grab my good old chip brushes that keep falling apart on me. Okay. We're going to get a pretty generous amount. I usually don't use that much, but this is a chunky mixed glitter, and we're going to do lots of ombreing with it. So I want a good coat, a good thick coat. We need it to be super grippy. I say it in every tutorial, but when you're applying the glue at the bottom, make sure you take your brush and you're kind of dabbing it right here so you get any of those clumps of glitter that falls down into that crease, or clumps of glue that falls down into that crease out. It will take it forever and a day to dry. And if it does not dry before you apply your epoxy, it will turn a milky white over time. You won't be able to see it immediately, but it will show. If you have been eyeing this full glue and it has either not been in stock or you just didn't want to make the investment for it, it's really inexpensive for the amount of time that this glue lasts. Like, I have probably had 3 of these in my lifetime of doing tutorials, and I use it a lot. So since we're going to apply this glue to the other side, I'm going to go ahead and wash off this paintbrush, and we'll be back. Okay, so we need to dry this glue until it is no longer showing any white spots. Put us a barrier down, and I'm going to go ahead and just take, ooh, so pretty, all my lids off. Now I'm going to try to go really light because I really hate switching back and forth between pieces of paper underneath. I just let my glitters kind of mix together, and if it looks really nice, then I'll just save it, or I'll throw it into some sort of little glitter scrap container, I guess you'd call it. I'm just tilting my cup. Now the angle does depend on how far you want it to fall down into the next color, and I'm wanting it to go about midways into my next color. Our sections are going to be about this big. So we've got pink, pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. That's my measurement. Just hope I don't turn them over. Okay. To make my orange and pink just a little bit bigger. Pull that pink down in here a little bit more. That's one reason that we go super light in the beginning, not just to get our colors blended, but it is hard to get your sections perfect right off the bat. And if I go pretty heavy, kind of go all in the beginning, then I'll definitely have some sections larger than others. Where's my arm out? It does also help that there's some opals in this glitter, so it does allow some of the color behind it to come through, and that really helps with blending. just gonna go back in and blend a little bit more, fill in any spots. Two colors that are really hard to blend for me is orange and yellow. It's blending real good into that pink, but I've always had a hard time getting a really good ombre between orange and yellow. See, we have very little glitter down here. So don't come at me for wasting. I don't think we even need to go in with our, yeah, we do. Alright, there she is. I'm not gonna knock off the excess. What I want to do is roll this up. So let's get all of our glitters over here. Okay. Roll that glitter up, flatten it out. Can be a little more difficult when there's a handle on the other side, but we still love those handle cups. Oh. Now we can knock off that excess. There won't be much since we pushed it all down into the glue. Look at that. Okay. Don't pull off my paint, don't pull off my paint. Okay. Probably could have done that. Trying to get off all this glitter that's stuck on the side. Once you have that excess knocked off, you can spray seal with Rust-Oleum Matte Clear Coat just to be on the safe side to keep the glitter from cross-contaminating. Usually when it's a chunky glitter, I don't have to worry about that so much, so I did not spray seal. I went straight over to the other side and we repeated the exact same steps, just in the opposite direction. I spray sealed it quite a few times to make sure my glitter would not move at all. Our cup has 2 coats of epoxy on here, thin coats, and I have sanded it extra smooth. And I know that in the beginning I told you guys we were going to do one facing this way, flip it over and have one facing this way. But I think we're going to switch it up because that's pretty easy and self-explanatory. So I am going to show you how I would put an offset on these guys. I have had this holographic opal vinyl from TECKWRAPCRAFT forever. Pretty sure this has been in my cabinet for about 2 years, and I think we're finally going to use it because this is going to be pretty freaking awesome as an offset. So how we're going to do this, and I really hope this works. is we're going to cut out both pieces of this that we're going to use. Now, since this has these little 3D elements on the side, we can't do a pinstripe offset. So we're going to put the offset behind the printed vinyl, the pattern vinyl. To do that, we need to get it extra smooth on here. So I'm going to trim off a little piece of this back so I can put this down onto our vinyl. Be careful not to get any lint or anything like that in behind it, because that will show. I'm going to get a felt squeegee. We're gonna start, let's do from up here. Let's put this down. We're just gonna put this on the hinge method, just like we would apply a decal to our tumbler. That one, make sure there's no bubbles underneath it, and we're good. And now let's do this one. Static. I don't want to pinch my leaves, so there we go. There's no bubbles under here. We got a little bubble right under here. So I'm just gonna pull this up and work that out. My little scissors. This is fine. You see that one side? I don't know what I'm doing. Pretty cool. Now the trick with this is just going to be is keeping it the same distance around all of these pieces. If you work better with a craft blade, then just put these down on a cutting board and use your craft blade to cut out around it. This brings back memories when I first got my Cricut before the offset option was an option. I would hand cut offsets for decals, for car decals. Spots to clean up here. Go. All right. Now both of these have beautiful offsets. Simple as that. Now that did make them just a little bit longer, so we're going to put them on here and then we will trim off any excess on the top. But before we do that, we're going to find our center point. So I'm just going to take this, make a little pinch right here at the top so I know where my center is. Peel this off as one. I'm going to line that up down here at the bottom. Like that. And then line this one up with the seam at the top. We know that we've got it perfectly straight. Take your squeegee and just make it flat both directions. Make sure there's no bubbles. We'll trim off that excess here in just a minute. Let's do the same with this one. Like I said, we're gonna put it this way instead of opposite, but if you choose to do so, you can place it this way, whichever way you like. Find our center point, right there. Easy that was, and look at how good that looks. Okay, so our next step is to trim off any of that excess that's at the top. So I'm gonna knock off the shelf, but I'm gonna get my vinyl trimmer from Cobell Customs. I have this at the lowest setting. I'm gonna take my heat gun and apply some heat to this around the top so I can get all of this flat. To lift it up here just a little bit. There we go. Move this. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Just place the tumbler. I'm gonna have to trim off some of this. Since it's double layered, it's a little thick and it's gonna bubble up. Since I can't fold it over the rim. There we go. Just apply pressure towards the blade and down. That way we're getting it all the way, we're getting it even all the way around and cutting through both of those vinyls. If we didn't get all the way through, that's no big deal. We'll just go over it again. Pieces flatten back out. There we go. I'm not going to add anything else to this because I want to be able to see our ombre on both sides, and this is pretty amazing the way that it is. You could fill in right through here with a phrase. If you're putting a name on the tumbler, you can absolutely put it through here, or in one of these empty spaces down here at the bottom. But yeah, that is it. I'm going to give this 2 coats of epoxy and it will be complete. Here it is, y'all. I cannot tell you how many times I wanted to add more to this, although it doesn't need it. I'm so used to putting layer after layer and peekaboos that it ate me alive not adding more glitter or more decals or something to this, but it doesn't need it at all. It is beautiful the way that it is. I love that we did find a way to add a little bit of an offset, because it really accents that vinyl and it makes it stand out from our glitter in the background. The reverse ombre is so cool on each side of our vinyl, as well as this whole new concept with the V-splits. I really cannot wait to see what Slide Hustle does with this, because I know that Susan and Dan are going to come up with even more amazing designs and things, and more things than florals. So I can't wait to see what they come up with aside from these here. Just make sure that you are a part of our Brittany Barnes Boutique Tumbler art group. Also, go join the Slide Hustle Facebook group, because they will post all their new releases in both places, and take advantage of their discounts on Ladies Night. Again, these bundles will be available very soon. Just look out for our post in the Brittany Barnes Boutique Tumbler art group and make sure that you get yours, because these are absolutely amazing. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below and I will answer them as quickly as possible. All materials used will be listed down below with coupon codes. Thank you all so much. We'll see you next time.